Good day, students. Welcome to math.serve.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over how to solve systems of equations by substitution. Our focus today will be on the standard form, ax plus by form. This is a part of our virtual text on systems of linear equations. Alright, so the instructions are for us to solve the given system. Let's write down the instructions. Solve the given system of equations by substitution. Okay? Alright, so let's say we have the system negative 7x plus 8y equals negative 24, and negative x plus y equals negative 4. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to start by labeling our equations. Okay, so negative 7x plus 8y equals negative 24. That will be our first equation. And then the second equation will be negative x plus y equals negative 4. So call this equation 1 and call this equation 2. Now we're going to solve using the substitution method. So the substitution method involves the steps that can be captured by the acronym ISS. So whenever you have solved systems by substitution, think about the ISS procedure. Okay? So what does ISS mean? Well, I means isolate. You want to isolate one of the variables. It could either be the x or the y. So isolate. The S means substitute. You're going to substitute the variable you isolated into the other equation. And then the last S simply means you solve. Solve for your two variables that you need to know. Okay? So ISS is the steps for solving systems by substitution. Okay, so let's start with the I step first. We want to isolate. We want to pick a variable to isolate. Okay? Now, whenever you're given a problem, your first preference should be to select the variable with the coefficient of 1. That is the easiest to isolate. Okay, so let's go over what I'm talking about real quick. So we have the x in equation 1, the y in equation 1, the negative x in equation 2, and the positive y in equation 2. So the question now is, which one is the easiest to isolate? Remember, you want to aim for the one that has a coefficient of 1. Okay? This x in equation 1 is negative 7. No, this is 8. This is negative 1, and this is 1. So the best, easiest, the quickest to isolate will be the y variable in equation 2 because the coefficient is 1. Now note, if you pick another variable to isolate, that doesn't mean that your answer is wrong. It just means you will have to carry out more steps. The fewer steps you execute, the less likely you are to make mistakes. More steps, more chances to make errors. Okay? Alright, so from equation 2, we're going to extract this equation. We have negative x plus y. Now, why did we extract this equation? Because we want to carry out the isolation step, and this has a coefficient of 1, the y, which is the easiest to isolate. See how easy it is. Just simply add x to both sides of your equation. In one step, you have isolated y because its coefficient is 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down what the answer is. This adds up to 0. Y is equal to x minus 4. And we can call this equation 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have executed the I step in ISS. We have isolated a variable. Okay, now this variable came from equation 2, so where do we substitute it in as indicated in the second step for solving systems? Since equation 3 came from 2, guess what? We're going to substitute what you got, x minus 4 for y, where? Since this came from 3, we're going to plug it into 1 for y in the other equation, which is 1. Don't plug an isolated variable quantity into where it came from. It's not going to help you out at all, okay? Alright, so we have that. Now let's carry out the substitution. From equation 1, we're going to have negative 7 x plus 8. Now instead of y, we're going to replace y with what y is equal to from the second equation, which is x minus 4. So we took this x minus 4 that we got from equation 2 and we plugged it right into equation 1. Okay? Alright, moving along. That is equal to negative 24. Now what we're going to do is distribute. Alrighty, so let's distribute this 8 to x and then 8 to negative 4. If we carry out our distribution, we're going to have negative 7x plus 8x minus 32 is equal to negative 24. Alright, let's combine like terms. To combine like terms, we're going to combine negative 7x and 8x. If we combine those together, we're going to have subtract and keep the sign of the bigger positive x minus 32 is equal to negative 24. And then we're going to get x by itself by adding 32 to both sides of the equation. If we carry out that addition, we would have solved for x. So x is equal to, because that adds up to 0, combine this, negative 24 plus 32, you'll get 8. And that's our first answer. Now let's find the second answer. So you get the second answer by making use of the first answer. Alright? So what we're going to do is substitute 8 for x. Where? Where do you want to substitute it in? The first equation, the second, or equation 3 that we have right here? Since equation 3 already has the variable we want to find isolated, this will be the best option to select. So substitute 8 for x in equation 3 because it has already been solved explicitly for y. Okay, so we have y equals, instead of x minus 4, we have 8 minus 4, y equals 4. So your solution is 8, 4. Alright, so how well did you master the contents of this presentation? To demonstrate mastery, we'd like you to try out the following problems. So we'd like you to try these. Instructions are the same. You are to solve the given system of equations by the substitution method. Okay, so for number 1, let's say we have negative 2x minus 4y is equal to negative 2. Number 2, let's say you have negative 8x plus y is equal to 9. Number 2, let's say we have negative 7x minus y is equal to 15, and negative 4x plus y is equal to negative 4. Number 3, let's say we have 5x minus y is equal to 9, and x minus 3y is equal to negative 15. Alright, so go ahead and pause the video at this time. I'd like you to try out the following problems, and then you can reinitiate playback to see what the answers are. Alright, so let's hope that you had a chance to try the problems. The solutions are as follows. The first one, the solution is negative 1, 1. The second one, the solution is negative 1, negative 8. And the last one has a solution 3, 6. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. I really appreciate it. Please help support our site by liking, giving thumbs up to our presentations. If you have any questions or comments, just post it in the comment section below. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for updates to other tutorials such as this. More clips and support resources can be found at our website, mathgotserved.com. Do check it out. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.